The Emperor's New Clothes by Andersen. A graded reader, level A1. Introduction. Many years ago, there is an emperor. He lives in a big city. He loves beautiful new clothes. He spends all his money on his suits. He does not care about his soldiers. He does not care about the theater. He does not like to go for a walk in the park. He only likes to show his new clothes. He has a different suit for every hour of the day. In other kingdoms, people say, the king is in the council. In this city, people say, the emperor is in his dressing room. Chapter 1, The Two Strangers. The city is very busy. Many strangers come to the city every day. One day, two men arrive. They are bad men. They tell a big lie. They say they are weavers. They say they can make the most beautiful cloth in the world. The emperor hears about the two men. He wants to meet them. The men go to the palace. They look very professional. They talk to the emperor in his big room. The emperor is very interested in their work. Chapter 2, The Special Secret. Our cloth is very special, the weavers say. The colors are very bright. The patterns are very beautiful. But there is a secret about this cloth. The emperor looks at them. What is the secret? He asks. People who are stupid cannot see it, the weavers say. Also, people who are not good at their jobs cannot see it. The emperor thinks. This is wonderful, he says. If I wear these clothes, I can see the truth. I can know who is clever and who is stupid. I must have this cloth now. Chapter 3, The Empty Looms. The emperor gives the men a lot of money. Start your work immediately, he says. The two men set up two looms. They pretend to work. They ask for the finest silk. They ask for the most expensive gold thread. The emperor gives them everything they want. The men put the silk and gold in their own bags. They work at the empty looms until late at night. There is nothing on the looms. The room is quiet. The men move their hands in the air. They pretend to weave the magic cloth. Chapter 4, The Old Minister. The emperor wants to know about the cloth. But he is a little afraid. He remembers the secret. What if I cannot see the cloth, he thinks. He decides to send someone else first. I will send my faithful old minister, the emperor says. He is very clever. He is very good at his job. The old minister goes to the room. The two weavers are working at the empty looms. The minister opens his eyes very wide. He sees nothing. The looms are empty. Chapter 5 of A Big Lie. Oh dear, the minister thinks. I see nothing at all. Am I stupid? Am I bad at my job? The weavers come to him. Do you like the pattern? They ask. Are the colors not beautiful? They point to the empty looms. The minister looks and looks. He does not want to look stupid. Yes. It is excellent, the minister says. The colors are very bright. The pattern is very interesting. He goes back to the emperor. The cloth is magnificent, he tells the emperor. Chapter 6, Another Official. The emperor is very curious about the progress. He sends another honest man to the weavers. This man is also very clever and good at his job. He enters the room where the weavers work. He looks at the looms just like the first minister. He looks and looks, but he sees nothing. The looms are still empty. The two bad men point to the air. Is this not a beautiful pattern? They ask. Look at these gold flowers, they say. The official thinks, I am not stupid. Maybe I am not good at my job. This is a very bad thing. He does not want the emperor to know his secret. He smiles at the empty looms. It is the best cloth in the world, he says to the weavers. He goes to the emperor and tells him the same lie. Chapter 7, The Emperor Visits. Now everyone in the city talks about the cloth. The emperor wants to see it with his own eyes. He takes his best friends and the 2 officials with him. They go to the room with the 2 looms. The 2 weavers work very hard, but there is no thread. Is it not magnificent? The 2 officials ask. Look at the colors, Your Majesty. They think the other people can see the cloth. The emperor looks at the looms. He is very surprised. He sees nothing at all. This is terrible, he thinks. Am I stupid? Am I a bad emperor? He is very afraid. He does not want to lose his crown. Oh, it is very beautiful, the emperor says aloud. I like it very much. All his friends look at the looms. They see nothing, but they say, it is wonderful. Chapter 8, The Night Before. The next day is the day of the big parade. The emperor wants to wear his new clothes for the people. The weavers stay awake all night. They use 16 candles so people can see them. They want everyone to think they are busy. They pretend to take the cloth off the loom. They make big movements with their hands. They use big scissors to cut the air. They sew with needles, but they have no thread. They work for many hours. The morning comes and the sun is bright. The clothes are finished now, the weavers cry. They look very tired, but they are happy. The emperor arrives with his most important soldiers. The weavers hold their arms up in the air. They act like they are holding a heavy suit. Chapter 9, The New Suit. Here are the trousers, the weavers say. Here is the coat. And here is the long cape. The emperor looks at his hands. He sees nothing. The clothes are very light, the weavers say. They feel like a spider's web on your skin. You feel like you have nothing on your body. That is the beauty of the cloth. The emperor takes off all his old clothes. The weavers pretend to put the new clothes on him. They touch his waist and his shoulders. The emperor turns around in front of the big mirror. How do I look? He asks. You look perfect, everyone says. The colors are so bright for your skin. The pattern is very elegant. The emperor is ready for the parade. Chapter 10, The Procession. The parade begins in the main street of the city. The emperor walks under a beautiful canopy of silk. 2 servants walk behind him. They move their hands near the floor. They pretend to carry the long train of the cape. They do not want people to think they are stupid. The streets are full of people. People look from their windows. Everyone wants to see the magic clothes. Nobody wants to say they see nothing. Look at the emperor's new suit, they shout. The train is so long and beautiful. The coat fits him so well. Nobody in the city ever has better clothes. The emperor is very proud. He walks slowly so everyone can see him. Conclusion. Suddenly, a small child speaks. But he has no clothes on, the child says. The father of the child is very quiet. Listen to the innocent child, the father whispers. The people hear the child's words. They start to whisper to each other. A child says he has no clothes on. He has no clothes on, the people start to shout. The emperor hears the people. He stops walking for a moment. He knows the people are right. He has no clothes on. He feels very cold and very embarrassed. I am a fool, he thinks. But he thinks about the parade. I must finish this walk, he says to himself. He holds his head very high. He walks even more proudly than before. The servants continue to carry the train that is not there. The emperor returns to his palace, but he never sees the weavers again. The end.